complements the efforts of the government in developing the sector through its public-private partnership PPP initiative.
To see the project grow to maturity in just a little over a year is symbolic of our decision's commitment to public-private partnership, which we see as an enabler to the successful implementation of our Building a Future Together agenda.
There are goodwill messages.
Really to thank His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Ogun State.
President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, read President's letter. The Senate, during its sitting, passed the bill establishing federal medical centers in Oshogbo, Ijebu, Gada, and Unisha, while the police pension establishment bill, sponsored by Senator Elisha Abu Isiako, passed second reading. Senator Umar and Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi drew the attention of the Senate to what they described as worsening security situation in the Kanji Lake National Park. Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has appointed Minority Chief Whip Senator Philip Aduda as Minority Leader of the Senate. He replaces Senator Eyinaya Abaribe, who defected to ABGA. Senator Chukwuka Utase is to take over from Aduda as Minority Chief Whip. A bill to override President Muhammadu Buhari over his delay in signing the amendment to the Electoral Act 2022 has been stepped down at the House of Representatives. The bill was stepped down after the Deputy Speaker faulted it, stating that any move to override requires 2/3 of members. He advised the sponsor of the motion, Ben Ibaka, to step it down as it violates procedure for overriding the president. It's been over 30 days since the Minority Caucus in the House of Representatives had asked President Muhammadu Buhari to sign the one-item amendment to the Electoral Act 2022, but the president has yet to sign it or communicate a decision to the National Assembly about the bill. Displeased by the inaction, some rep members relied on Section 58, subsection 5, which gives the National Assembly the power to override the president if he withholds assent. The Senate has named the lawmaker representing the Federal Capital Territory, Senator Philip Aduda, as the new Minority Leader of the Senate to replace Senator Eyinaya Abaribe. Senator Chukwuka Utase was also named as the Senate Minority Whip to take over Aduda's former position. The Senate President, Ahmed Lawan, announced the appointment while reading two separate letters signed by the National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, Samuel Anyanwu. The seat of the Minority Leader became vacant following the defection of Senator Abaribe from the PDP. Still to come in the news, Nigeria tops global out-of-school children chart with 11 million. We'll bring you the details of this and more after all for lasting solutions to the problems of incessant fuel scarcity in the country. This was the crux of the opinions expressed on the return of queues and fuel scarcity across the city of Abeokuta while our news went around to monitor the situation. Matthew Shogumi has the details.
As respite comes the way of people from the recent fuel scarcity and return of queues in filling stations in some parts of the country, when will a lasting solution come to the problem of fuel scarcity is the question that keeps agitating the minds of Nigerians. This may not be unconnected with pricing issues as arguments continue between the federal government and oil marketers on what the approved pump price of a litre should be.
I've been to about 4 or 5 petrol stations. There are no fuel. This is the only place that sells fuel. I don't know how much they will sell it. Since you are the producer of oil, why should it be so scarce? They should do something about it.
The problem of fuel scarcity is becoming unbearable, and we implore the government to help find solutions to it.
It's quite unfortunate that we are back at this negative roller coaster, a kind of quagmire, you will say, in our nation in terms of fuel scarcity. It's a perennial situation. It comes up any time of the year, whenever and whichever way those who are in charge of it decides that it has to be so. That's the way I look at it.
Some of the fuel stations in Abeokuta are not selling the products. Some are selling above the approved pump price, while crews persist in few ones selling at the approved pump price. Various reasons are being adduced as the cause of the current scarcity, while the government appears in a fix on how to resolve the issues involved.
We know Russia, most of the European countries rely mostly on the Russian production, and because of the embargo and things like the veto on Russian products, it has to have an effect. We are feeling the effect somehow here, but that is not an excuse if our own refineries are working.
He called for local refining of petroleum products.
Subsidy or no subsidy, we produce oil. We should make sure our refineries are good. If that's the only thing they're going to do for us to make all things work in Nigeria, it's better.
Why will you have such a resource and you ended up outsourcing it in terms of refining? There's nothing you can do when it comes to international pricing index that it will not affect you. Look, it's not as if you cannot import at all, but importation is only supposed to supplement local production. But where you are wholly dependent 100% on importation, there is nothing you can do to survive it when the international pricing comes up. And that is why we have been going on and on, to and fro.
As the economy continues to suffer from incessant fuel scarcity, it has no doubt become expedient that something tangible is done to resolve the problems once and for all. Matthew Shomi, OGTV News.
Augusta government has called on civil servants in the state to key into the provisions of the State Health Insurance Agency, which was implemented to reduce out-of-pocket expenditure. The call was made by the State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Abeokuta, during the 2022 Public Service Day celebration, which was flagged off by the State Head of Service, Dr. Nofil Olatunde Aigoro. Margaret Okunlola reports that the event, which was held at the Arcade Ground, Okimoson, Abeokuta, was tagged Know Your Health Status. A report.
Ogun State has joined the rest of the world to kick off this year's Public Service Day with a special health awareness program tagged Know Your Health Status, which provides opportunity for all civil servants in the state to have access to free medical services with various tests. The state head of service, Dr. Nofil Olatunde Aigoro, thanked the current administration for its commitment to the well-being of its workforce, while charging civil servants to take their health seriously.
It's an opportunity to reflect on how we've been taking care of our health in the past year. We are only sensitizing each other about our health.
The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Abeokuta, urged civil servants to key into the state health insurance scheme, which will help to improve their standard of living.
The health insurance will give you free blood pressure check twice a year. You get your diabetes check free. You get your cervical smear test free. You get your prostate check free. There's about 350 diseases that can be treated if you go to your PHC, and it is free on that 12,000 naira a year.
The Permanent Secretary, Bureau of Establishments and Training, Mrs. Lydia Fajombo, and our counterparts from the State Hospitals Management Board, Dr. Kudus Yusuf, said civil servants are usually busy set of people, which puts them at risk of paying less attention to their health status. They enjoined workers to take full advantage of the Know Your Health Status initiative. There was a brief health talk show where emphasis was placed on routine checkup because only a healthy public servant can contribute meaningfully to the development and progress of the state. Margaret Okunlola, OGTV News.
Meanwhile, activities marking this year's Public Service Day in Ogun State continue with football matches, male and female teams from the Civil Service and Parastatals on Wednesday, 22nd June 2022, and the Public Service Day lecture on Thursday, 23rd June 2022. A statement from the State Head of Service, Dr. Nofi Aigoro, says the ceremonial kickoff of the football matches will be performed by the Deputy Governor of the state, Engineer Naimot Salako Ojedele, at the MKO Abiola Stadium, Kuto, Abeokuta, at 2 in the afternoon. The statement adds that the grand finale of the celebration, which is the Public Service Day lecture, we hold at the Orbis Complex, Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Ukimoson, Abeokuta, beginning from 11 in the morning, and public servants are enjoined to actively participate in all the activities lined up for the celebration. Away from that now, the Universal Basic Education Commission has described the ongoing national personnel audit across Ogun State as impressive and a right step towards improving teaching and learning in the country. The acting team leader, 2022 National Personnel Audit Ogun State, Malam Abubakar Sahabo, stated this after monitoring the exercise. She allowed reports.
The National Personnel
When we said personnel audit, national personnel audit, we mean a census whereby we'll be visiting all the schools that are running basic education in Nigeria, be it private and public. So no school is going to be left out.
Chairman Subeb in the state, Dr. Femi Majekodumi, stressed that the exercise revealed the strength of the education sector as well as the areas that should be improved upon. He then commended the schools for cooperating with the National Personnel Audit Officers.
This exercise is done every 4 years. In the past, there were some lapses that included not really getting the private schools, especially the unregistered ones, involved. We've taken time to make sure that they are involved this time, okay? And that's why we are going around to make sure that we see what is happening, listen to challenges, and at the same time see where we will cross the T's and dot the I's.
According to the Acting Education Secretary, Yewa South Local Government Area, Mrs. Adeyemi Bamigbola, 286 schools in the Yewa South Local Government have been covered. The exercise will be concluded on July 9th, 2022. Sheyi Alao, OGTV News.
Exercised their civic rights in preparation for the forthcoming 2023 general elections. Ogun State is not left behind as no less than 236 centers are sprouted to balance the pressure from residents and ensure fairness even to the grassroots across the state. With enthusiasm, youth, adults, nursing mothers, all categories of residents have applauded the efforts of the Commission for rising up swiftly to ensure smooth registration of all, not leaving any stone unturned, even the people living with disabilities.
Everything is going well, and I think very soon they will do my PVC for me.
I came to do the transfer, so I'll be able to vote because it's our right.
There's no any challenge. Everything is smooth, is going smoothly. People should come out to come and register. It is everybody's human right to have the
.inecnigeria.org and conclude the process. Those who collected the temporary voter cards should please visit any of our offices. Every eligible registrant should go out there and register. It's in the interest of the nation, it's in the interest of the populace that every eligible registrant comes out come 2023 to vote for a person of their choice.
He thanked the media for their active involvement in publicity of the process.
2,161 graduates have been sworn in for the mandatory National Youth Service by the State Governor, Prince Abeokuta. The incoming members during the swearing-in exercise held at the NYC Orientation Camp Shagamu were charged to extol the ideas of unity, teamwork, and discipline instilled into them during their stay in the state. To Mininu Papashola has more in this package.
Pledging before the governor of Ogun State are 2,161 of the 2022 Batch B Stream 1 of the National Youth Service Corps deployed to the state. The Chief Justice of Ogun State, who was represented by Honorable Justice Nasir Agbelu, administered the oath of allegiance.
To defend her unity and uphold her honor and glory. So help me God.
The state governor, represented by the new state coordinator of NYSC, Mrs. Shopeka Winifred Ngozi, called on the corps members to shun social vices, demonstrate discipline, promote national unity, and be good ambassadors of their families.
I implore you to sustain the high level of discipline and enthusiasm you have demonstrated so far. I also urge you to avoid using social media to spread fake news, fueling hatred and other negative purposes, and instead deploy the same for the promotion of national unity and development.
The Ogun State NYSC coordinator admonished the new corps members to participate in all camp activities and comply with camp rules and regulations. 613 males and 1,548 females sworn in during the ceremony.
In the meantime, the Director General, National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Muhammad Father, has cautioned youth corps members against partisan politics during service year, saying it is an offense. General Father gave the advice on Tuesday during the swearing-in ceremony of the 2022 Batch B Stream 1 youth corps members posted to Kogi at the NYC Orientation Camp in Asaya in Kaba local government area. Represented by the NYC coordinator in Kogi, Mufoluwasho Williams, the Director General, said it is an offense for youth corps members to engage in partisan politics, especially during election. He said the federal government and the people of Nigeria have so much trust and confidence in youth corps members, hence their engagement as ad hoc staff during elections. He added that for Nigerians to continue to trust the scheme, youth corps members must remain non-partisan at all times. Away from that, the World Bank has said that Nigeria has the highest number of out-of-school children in the world, with 11 million pupils recorded in 2020. The Nigerian out-of-school children was 15 million in 2003. According to the Global Financial Institution, the number of school children under review who are between 6 to 15 years increased by 100% between 2003 and 2020. This was disclosed in the World Bank in a document titled Nigeria Development Update, June 2020, the continuing urgency of business unusual. It revealed that the number of in-school children in 2003 was 20 million and has increased to 40 million in 2020, stating that the population of Nigerian children aged 6 to 15 years in 2003 was 35 million and 51 million in 2020. It, however, stated that more efforts need to be made to ensure Nigeria's children are back to school. The United Nations High Commission for Refugees has said that Nigeria presently hosts 3.2 million displaced persons, including some 82,000 refugees, representing a 9% increase from last year. This was contained in a UNHCR World Refugee Statement by Ms. Chansa Kapaya. UNHCR representative, Nigeria, June 20, 2022. It, however, revealed that in Nigeria, displacement has been growing rapidly since 2018, with 500,700 people newly displaced during 2021. Kapaya further noted that Nigeria also hosts an additional 6,906 refugees and asylum seekers from other countries. She explained that the asylum seekers are predominantly from Syria, Niger, DRC, Turkey, Central African Republic, Lebanon, mainly settled in urban cities in Nigeria like Lagos, Abuja, Kano, Ogun. She said in the West and Central Africa region, there were 1.6 million new displacements in 2021. These increased movements were mainly driven by escalating conflicts in Burkina Faso and Nigeria, where fighting continued between government forces and non-state armed groups. In Nigeria, displacement has been growing rapidly since 2018, with 500,700 people newly displaced during 2021. Up next is Business News with Adebola Oshomoji.
Welcome to the business segment of the news. The OGTV Cooperative and Multipurpose Society has declared a total net profit of 6,231,550 naira 40 kobo on both investment and loan for the year 2021 financial year. This was declared at the 38th annual general meeting of the society to round off the year on the review. Elizabeth Esson reports.
OGTV CMS Corporators at the 38th AGM of the society. Year in, year out, OGTV CMS has proven to be a society that gives the benefits of cooperatives to its members, which made it to stand out amongst equals.
To all operators for your belief in us, I cannot thank you enough for the support given to this executive. Let me assure you, this will not be taken for granted.
This was evident as commendations were given by dignitaries who graced the occasion.
Cooperative have been helping community members out to improve their welfare or standard of living. And this OGTV, your cooperation for the past 38 years have been making the staff here to be happy. Because if the staff are not happy, then the productivity will be affected.
The acting general manager, OGTV, Mr. Tunde Kazim, also appreciated the executives of the society for successes recorded in the year under review.
Well, let me congratulate once again. I will say that as far as a personal thing to me, in the still public service of today, the OGTV CMS, as far as I'm concerned, is the best.
There was dissolution of the executives and election of new officers, which returned the incumbent president and others for the next financial year.
Welfare of members is very important, and we get new land for our members who need to have their own personal house, so we get them new land. And loan also is very important. For those who need loan, we make sure we give them loan at the appropriate time for those who are qualified to access loan from the cooperative society.
OGTV Cooperatives and Multipurpose Society, established in the year 1983, has grown in leaps and bounds with diverse investments for the benefits of its members. Elizabeth Esson, OGTV News.
The 40th annual general meeting of Odua Investment Company Limited comes up on Wednesday, June 22, 2022 at the Osun Hall of the Lagos Airport Hotel, Ikeja, Lagos. According to a statement signed by Head Branding and Communications, Victor Ayetoro, the company at the meeting will be presenting their year 2021 audited financial accounts, as well as proposing the declaration of dividends to its shareholders' state. The meeting will also serve as an opportunity to provide update on progress made towards repositioning the company as a world-class conglomerate, as well as being an efficient engine of growth for the Southwest region. The 6 Southwest shareholder state will be represented at the meeting by the secretaries to the state government of Oyo, Ogun, Ondo, Osun, Ekiti, and Lagos State, while the meeting will be chaired by Dr. Segun Aino, Chairman, Odua Investment Company Limited Board. The International Air Transport Association has said that Nigerian airlines and others across Africa will lose $700 million in 2022 due to a combination of the Russia-Ukraine war and COVID-19. This was disclosed at the ongoing 78th IATA Annual General Meeting and World Air Transport Summit in Doha, Qatar. IATA said that inflation, interest, and exchange rate would affect the growth of the aviation industry globally, stressing that